Come on, Dante.
Get out of here, Olivia.
It is going to be a group effort for sure. Well, welcome everybody. This is the Fire Family opening night. Let me find out where my other tab is. Okay. Inevitably when I go live, I find out that I have another tab that's open. Because we've been posting links all day long for fans to know where to go. There we go.
Is there somewhere we should open to see the chat?
Oh, it's already there. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen.
Comments. Oh, comments. You got a comments.
There's like fire. Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
See? Yeah.
I see it now. Okay.
That is.
Sorry, guys. So good.
It is already, yes, Fire Nation forever. Yes.
Fire Nation's in the house. How you guys doing?
The chat is already on fire.
Love it.
Oh, man.
So nice.
Oh, looks like Honor Society is, man, the chat, yeah, chat's just flying by, you guys. Okay, so there's plenty. Welcome, everybody, to the Fire Family opening night panel. I am really excited. For me, it's a lot of first-time guests. In fact, everybody that's on my screen right now, even for those that I met off camera, are first time on ColorworldLIVE. So we're going to go around, and this is my guilty pleasure. This is where I get to talk about the things that are exciting to me that fans might not necessarily know that you are all involved in. Dante,
yes,
I came to find you through Nick from Trainer Tips.
Yes.
And you do something called We Own the Eighth, in which Asian American filmmakers essentially release content on the 8th of each month, with the hashtag the 8th or We Own the Eighth. Tell me, it's been a few years. How is it going?
It's actually we've kind of wound it down a little bit. Me and AJ Raphael started it, and we did a bunch of years. But as my production side took off and his production side took off, we've kind of ushered in the next generation, but there's still a community there around, and it's really was just a way for us to really promote and inspire the next generation of Asian American filmmakers and content creators. And it was continuing to do that, working with these guys and being a part of a lot of stuff. It became this an activism group, which I never thought I was really a part of the activism group, society kind of thing. And a lot of the guys were telling me from the older generation, like, oh, you are an activist through art. And I was like, oh, I'm an activist through art. They're like, yeah. I mean, just your very being of who you are and your career and the things you do is helping to push just open the doors for the next generation. And you don't even, and so that really got my mind thinking. And then working with Nick from Trainer Tips, who's actually my younger cousin, who was my assistant, and I got into content creating. And so it's just, you do stuff with people and then you also inspire the people you don't know. And little by little, we all kind of move the needle forward.
So then it sounds like it was so successful that it grew beyond kind of the little where you guys would all meet in one place.
Yeah, I mean, so now we all have production. I have my own production company, and I'm partners in a few different things. And right now, within this week, we're doing a lot of stuff for API's Asian Pacific Islanders, inspiring them to vote for the first time, new voters, older voters that haven't voted yet, and working with Run, working with Yum Yum F, and I hosted an event this week. So it's all kind of like interconnected.
That's dope. Okay, so I have to ask the fan service question. You're talking about the Asian American vote. Are you Yang Gang?
I appreciate Yang Gang. Shout out to Yang Gang. I've not met him.
What's
but I like some Andrew Yang.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
I like some of his ideas. I wasn't even that heavy into it early in the game, but I've been reading about it, and it's very interesting. So I'm down with him. He's cool.
So what's really interesting, my friend just told me about this, you guys. And I know, Greg, you're very much a political activist. And then, so Olivia, I will catch you up. Andrew Yang we started out at the beginning of the year with the most diverse, broadest array of choices ever put forth to the American people, right? As far as the Democratic, like the people that were available to vote for as a Democrat, gay white guys from the Midwest, like women left and right. Andrew Yang, Dante, has there been another Asian American candidate for president?
There has been, yeah. There's. I just took a test on it. There was a few. Patsy Mink, I think, was up for president years ago, and there's some Harem Fong.
Okay.
I don't know. It was part of a trivia quiz, and I was like,
You're like Google. Okay. So he is the first that I know, like, seriously. In fact, get this, you guys, the current administration, love it or hate it, and boy, are people on both sides of that camp actually called up Andrew Yang when they were thought about what they were going to do in terms of like getting money directly to Americans. So there was that round of money that went out to, and they literally, get this, they ate that humble pie, and they actually called Andrew Yang to get his actual opinion on whether or not. So that was cool that we don't still get to vote for him on November. You know what I mean? But like, he was so influential that the current administration reached out to him, and they're like, so UBI, tell us about, and UBI stands for Universal Basic Income. So
idea that ultimately has to come to pass. But
well, you know what's interesting about that, Greg, is it's not enough to live off. You know what I mean? Like, everyone, when I say everyone, those that are concerned about what UBI would do to work ethic in America have to realize
That's ridiculous. Sorry.
Well, Olivia, you tell me, can you pay your bills on $12,000 a year?
I'm just saying the idea that it would diminish, I don't know.
Well, because it's at $1,000 a month. Let's all be honest, you guys. Okay, so I do, but I cheated. I sold my house and I bought a house in the middle of America, and it's paid off. But for everyone else, can you live off $1,000 a month?
No.
It's not. It's below the poverty line. It's well below the poverty line. So the thought that all of a sudden everybody in America would stop working if UBI became it is crazy.
No,
That's
it's
crazy.
offensive. Yeah.
the thing is, as more and more we're replaced by machines, someone has to figure this out, man. Someone has got to figure this out, because there aren't going to be jobs for everyone 50 years from now.
How many of you have gone into a McDonald's and it's fully automated, you guys?
I've passed a fully automated McDonald's. I saw, because it was outside.
Yeah.
They had all the kiosks to do it.
I went to C2E2 before the world ended. Guys, you walk in there and you don't order from a person. You're clicking. They've got beautiful. They've obviously spent a bunch of money automating the system, and this was before everything got shut down. So yeah,
we're living in crazy times.
We are. So yeah, that's where the people that were into Andrew Yang, Olivia, were then dubbed the Yang Gang, because every good campaign needs a marketing slogan.
The more you know.
Right. Oh my gosh. That you just did is like, oh man, I just saw a video where they were wearing a t-shirt from Knuckles, I think. And Knuckles, the outfit that Knuckles wear is just like a simple loop. So when you did that in my head, I was seeing them like imagery, symbols and imagery it's so powerful in America. Jen, Greg, are there anything that really, I would think, Jen, Overwatch is such a, like that, just that Overwatch symbol. Is there anywhere that you would go in America at this point where if you had that Overwatch symbol on any, like instantly it's going to start a conversation, right?
There's anywhere that I've gone in the world where if you show that symbol that people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's become so iconic and so ubiquitous.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where like people are over it sometimes. I mean, you do see it and it's just like, there it is. That's the symbol. It's yeah.
But I also feel like if you're a gamer, it's almost a safe place. When you see the Overwatch symbol, you're like, these are my people, just intuitively.
Well, I mean, definitely that's where I think that people all find community. But in fact, I mean, when people from Overwatch have found out that I voiced Ursa, like that's when people fall over. When people, oh my God, you're Zuko's mom, and that's where like people lose their mind. So it's very funny. I was saying to you guys before, it's my first time ever getting to do an appearance and a hangout with people from Avatar. Last AirBender.
Yay!
So
Fire Nation in the house. Fire Nation.
So
I'm so psyched.
So Jen, how did you end up as Zuko's mom? How did you get cast in there? Like, tell us how you ended up in that role.
It's already a long time ago. That was my first big gig. It was my first big animation gig. I had booked a bunch of smaller things.
Yeah.
I had done a bunch of things before, but I remember when I booked it, I don't even remember. My agents were like, "Oh, this is a big deal," and I had no idea. But I got on in the studio.
Yeah.
I had Andrea Romano in the cam. I had headphones, and it was my first time ever working with her. And I remember being so nervous, and she was so kind and so terrific, and gave me great direction.
Yeah.
I remember it going so fast. Like it flew.
Yeah.
And then once it came out, realizing that, oh, this was actually really cool.
Yeah.
This was like a great thing. And then when it was everywhere, and when I started meeting people who were growing up watching it, like that was very cool. I mean, it was a special, amazing thing. And then not realizing, I mean, you guys have been much more embedded in it than I have. You guys have really, I'm in 4 episodes. I think 4 episodes. You guys have actually like spent all of this time in it. But realizing how much influence it's had in people's lives and how much it's affected people and how much it's shaped people has really been a blessing. Like what a lucky first big gig to get. It was
Jen, though, did you not know? Because I did the show, and then like 10 years later, I did a con with Dante in New Zealand, and I thought I was going to this con for like other stuff that I had done, and I was just really there for Avatar, and I was
I had no idea what I was doing there. Olivia, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I was like, oh, people watched this show Avatar, because when it came out, I'm not saying there wasn't the internet, but it wasn't like it is now.
Right.
And so you're like, well, I guess this show's popular because they keep doing more seasons, but I don't know.
There wasn't the internet. There was no Twitter, and there was no Facebook when we started doing the show.
Right.
Yeah. That's
oh my God, that's us.
Amazing.
Babies, Dante, babies.
My hair is short, but look at those cool shoes.
Horrible. Oh my God.
Dante, you really have stuck out to me. I try to watch as much as I can to get ready for stuff like this. Dante, you strike me as one heck of a fashionista. Do you see yourself as?
Yeah, I like fashion. Me and Olivia like
Dante
fashion.
likes to go shopping.
We like to go shopping.
I've been shopping with Dante. Every time we're in a somewhere for a con, Dante's like, so we're going to go shopping? We're either going shopping or we're at a casino.
I like clothes. Although the world's changed. The world's changed, Olivia. I'm not shopping as much.
You know that this is my other thing, that before I changed my Instagram name to Hey, it's Jen Cohn, it was Fashion Dilettante.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And fashion consultant. And that's
really?
Like the family fashionistas. This is crazy. This is
what do you do as a fashion consultant? I need to know more about that.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
So I have brands that I would consult, and I would connect brands with international showrooms and with stores internationally, and do New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week.
I want to go shopping with you,
Jen Cohn.
I need to go to New York and let's go shopping. Let's go.
Well, so this is one of the things that I'm doing on Twitch. In my Twitch stream, I do styling streams, and I teach people how to shop online, and I bring international independent designers on, and I do like where you can get stuff from these designers and get introduced to them. And this is part of what I'm doing right now, like melding my gaming family and my Overwatch family and my fashion family. So this is perfect.
Wow, that's really cool.
I'm in.
I love it.
Cool.
And I know you and I have a podcast to do sometime soon for you, Jen, because I know we were trying to do one before, and then something happened, and then we had to get it back on the books, and I'm in.
It's ridiculous. I know. No, we have to reconvene. We're gonna have to do it, and now you're gonna have to come too, Olivia and Greg. I have no idea,
100%.
but you got to come too now.
Well, I like bowling shirts, so you know.
Perfect.
You guys look good in bowling shirts, so I own a lot of them.
Done. United. Good.
Or is it just a bowling shirt?
Hmm?
Is that a bowling shirt, or does it just look like one?
It actually looks like a ball. I get all of my shirts from a website called daddios.com, which is all very much in this genre. You know, And yeah, it actually, fat old guys, it's a good look. You know, it's comfortable. I can wear it to a restaurant. I can wear it around the house. I'm always good to go with a bowling shirt.
Now, do you bowl?
No, of course not. Not years.
Oh man, it's my high school bowling team. Do any of you guys bowl?
I mean, yeah,
I can bowl.
Not
I can bowl.
professionally, but yeah.
I
Who
get
doesn't
down.
like to bowl?
Good
Although
year.
I don't think no one's ever going bowling again, right? Because it's like so
What?
filthy.
Oh,
Like when I go bowling, my hand feels like I've been at Disneyland all day. You know what I mean? It's like disgusting, right?
Yeah.
So we all just have to bring our own balls now.
Bring your own ball. Bring your own
Yeah.
ball.
Bring your own shoes, bring your own balls, bring your.
yes. I really love. Do you ever do the leg slide, Dante?
The what? I know.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
The leg slide. When you
Oh,
bowl.
behind. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's our ball. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, all real bowlers do the leg slide.
That's my technique for sure.
It's
Why do
almost.
people keep writing Shredder in the chat?
Is somebody in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Are one of you in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No?
In a
Well,
matter,
Mako Shredder.
Mako passed away for the TMNT movie back like in, I forget what, I think it was 2008. Mako's credited as Splinter, but actually it's probably about 75% me. But that's you know, I'm not credited as Splinter. It's Mako as Splinter.
Oh, you do Splinter also. You're both of
But
you guys.
It says Shredder. Oh, Shredder is a big YouTuber who likes Avatar. Okay, everyone say people just keep writing Shredder in the chat, and I'm like, what is that?
Shredder's the bad guy. Splinter's
Okay.
He's the
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to know. Sorry, I just had to
We're
know.
confused.
No,
we don't know.
absolutely.
Okay.
The chat is fire. So okay.
What's up, Shredder? Shout out to Shredder. What's up?
I don't know. It's
Do
a
you
thing.
do you like bad guys, Dante? Do you like Megatron and Shredder and
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I'm more of an Optimus Prime guy. You know, I'm more of a good guy usually. But I could dig some of these bad guys. I like bad guys that turn good, obviously. So you know, redeemable guys.
Yes.
But
So
you know,
So
Avatar's been out for 14 years.
think
Jeez,
something like that.
really?
15 maybe.
15, yeah, I think.
Okay.
There was
I-
not, put it that way.
I've avoided watching a single episode until we landed this event.
Oh wow.
Yes. Ever.
Oh, well, that makes all of us. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't seen season 3, and I've only seen part of season 2.
Well, I
Well-
watched every minute to get ready for
Oh,
this.
great.
And I have to say, Dante, when you started that journey as Zuko, were you concerned? Like, was there ever a moment that you went to the director, like, tell me I get better? Like, tell me.
No. I just thought I was a bad guy, you know? Because at that time I was doing Jake Long the American Dragon on Disney Channel, and he was obviously the good guy. And then I was like, oh, I could be a good guy in Disney and a bad guy on
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and so I just the bad guy, and then you know, little by little you start hitting the story, and then you really reveals to you, and it's cool. I think sometimes it's better to just kind of go day by day with things and not really worry about how it ends.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's Casablanca too. They said in Casablanca they didn't know how it was going to end. They just did the scenes, and I think that's how a lot of us were. Although we would get so surprised every time something magical or crazy would happen. I think when he first found out how he got the scar, Zuko.
Yeah.
When I first started going, whoa, this dude, what's going on? This guy what's happening here? And I love to see the story kind of unravel with everybody. So I didn't know if he was going to ever redeem himself or not, because there's plenty of reasons why he shouldn't, plenty of reasons why he shouldn't.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's very humanistic, I guess, in a way.
So, Greg, when you got involved, did you already know that you could win Zuko over to the side of T? Did you what was your journey like in? Because
I was
thought
terrified.
it was amazing.
Basically, my journey was I was terrified because I'm coming into the show and they're already on to the 3rd season, you know.
Yeah.
It was a very, very stressful time. The first record was very stressful. And I distinctly remember how kind Mr. Dante was to me on that particular day, for which I thank you. It was stressful because I'm coming in and I'm not just taking over this character, but everyone else knew Mako. They knew this man. This man was their friend. And so it felt very odd walking into that situation.
Right.
Uh,
No, I distinctly remember, Greg, when you came into the first episode was because Mako had passed away. The episode in between, Mako had no lines, and I remember doing lines to passed away Mako, and it was very emotional. And then you correct me if I'm wrong, but you were in the side booth away from us.
everybody was there, so that they were so.
We're all there, and in Nickelodeon, LA, Burbank, there's a side booth. It's a private booth, and they had Greg in the private booth. And when he started speaking, it was like Mako speaking from the grave.
Oh man!
Everybody got emotional.
I bet,
including the booth. Andrea, and Mike and Brian. We're just like, it was so crazy. It was beautiful. It was beautiful and haunting at the same time.
Man, that's awesome. I was telling Greg in tech warm up, like it was really moving. The man, I'm gonna try to get through that. When you could tell that he's having a moment, like Uncle Iroh's having a moment, but the camera angle is like so zoomed in, you don't really know yet what he's looking at, and then it zooms out and you see the picture, and I think, oh man, I bet that's his son, and then it zooms out more, and then you see him kneeling at the tree, and it was like,
that's
yeah.
Cool. And again, I am asked, once a week, I'll get a cameo request. It's like, will you sing the song? And I will not sing the song.
That sounds, yeah.
Sing the song. That's Mako's song. I'm not going to sing the song. I couldn't sing it as well as Mako, so I'm not even going to try. So I will not do it. The closest I ever came was someone had written special lyrics for their son's birthday or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I will not sing it, but I will say these lyrics in Mako, in Iroh's voice.
Yeah.
That's as close as I came.
It's the whole, it's such a beautiful, when I started, I didn't watch for so long that I was like, I just ultra hipster. Like this is, everyone else on the planet has seen this. I'm going to be the one guy that makes it through life without having seen it. And when I started watching it, I had so many years, 15 years of like avoiding everything Avatar, because for some reason I still didn't want anybody to spoil it for me. And so like everything was a surprise to me. Like Zuko's transition was a surprise to me. I knew to expect to love Uncle Iroh, but I didn't know why I would love him. I'll tell you what surprised me, Olivia, is did you ever buy yourself as a bad guy?
Okay, I didn't. Do you want to know what a terrible actor I am? I'm going to tell you what a terrible actor I am. I would never read the scripts because I'd never seen the show. So when I would try and read the scripts, I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, okay, so it's that classic actor thing where you're like, bullshit, bullshit, my line, bullshit, bullshit. And so I didn't know I was a bad guy. I had no idea I was a bad guy until like years later. No clue. None at all.
You don't sound like a bad guy. The character doesn't sound like a bad guy.
Ever.
In fact, I don't know.
At what point,
Terrible.
Olivia, I was so confused with Ty Lee, because I'm like, she's wearing Fire Nation. She can't be like, what am I missing? And you're
pink Fire Nation, pink
she's
Fire
very
Nation.
cute. Well, okay. So also too, like it should be known. So I don't know if they had cast somebody else to play Ty Lee or what, but when I did that, the first like 2 episodes I dubbed. So I thought it was some anime that was getting dubbed into English or something. Like I didn't know. So I saw that I was doing it to picture, which normally we, do voice acting and then they animate to our voices. And so, so I just saw her and I was like, she's cute. And I just didn't know she was a bad guy. Anyway.
Oh, so great.
So what was that? I sound super professional.
But it was so like, I feel like she has such a genuine voice because of the way that you approached it. I feel like she almost lives outside of the universe. Like we see her, she's on screen with everybody, but
I love how much credit you're giving me right now. The way that I approached it. Yes. The way I approached it as a totally not professional actor. Thank you, Brad.
Well, look, so through our experience, so we're now on, when we get to do it, it'll be the 4th audiobook for the Colorworld series. And it's funny, Brittany and Jeremy will devour every page of the book, and they will go into recording for Colorworld they know everyone else's lines, they know their lines, they know what happens in the next book. But David, who plays like my big jerk face in the Color World series, Mike, he's like, he doesn't know anything. He probably still hasn't read the books. He comes into it and he just wants to be like the most authentic jerk in the moment that he's got in front of him. And so Olivia, I don't think there's a right and a wrong way.
No, there's a right and a wrong way. I did it the wrong way. Yeah. I mean, if I had been able to read the scripts and know what was going on, but because I was so like parsed out, like Dante's in every episode, so he can like follow along.
I don't know. This is the thing, though.
I
think sometimes the great thing about certain things you work on is like when we're doing it. This turned out to be an amazing project, and had this really big impact, and it has such a big fan base, and became this world so beloved, like a Star Wars world or Harry Potter world in its own way. It's become that. But we didn't go into it knowing that or doing that. We did not treat it with any preciousness. And I think sometimes as actors, when you go into projects with so much preciousness, you can mess it up. Sometimes it's just good to go in there and do good work and let the chips fall where they may. And that's what you did, Olivia.
And there was no streaming, so it's like, how do you catch up?
I literally didn't know.
You just roll into it.
We did. I mean, I knew I did this show, but it's like I thought it was for kids, you know. And we didn't know. I mean, I tell a story on my stream. I was like, I was walking around Sundance, and Jason Isaacs, who plays General Zhao, we like ran into each other in the snow at Sundance Film Festival, and he's like, Dante, that in cartoon we did, what the hell? I was like, I don't know, like, like, can you believe that this freaking cartoon? Like,
I had no idea it was a thing.
More excited about this cartoon than any of the movies we did last year. I'm like, I know, dude. Like, what? We had no clue. Like, we had zero clue. And it's cool. Those surprises are great, I think.
Yeah. Jen, are you a person that goes in like with
Jen, are you professional?
Oh, that's so funny.
Typically, it's not like whenever I go in and have a gig, they send me a bunch of scripts in advance to study. Like, I usually show up, they hand it to me right then, I scan the whole thing and I do it. Or I might be doing a gig where they just give me individual lines and I just maybe I'll be given what I'm responding to. So then I have to ask a writer or a voice director for context, and then they've got to tell it to me. And then I have to sort of imagine what they're saying, and I've got to find out what exactly is going on. I mean, what's funny is when I did Avatar, it's before I was a mother. Like, I was still, I think I just gotten married. And and Andrea Romano had me like tapping into this very maternal place. And I'm not even really sure who I thought of or what I was thinking about or who I was imagining I was talking to when I was talking to my kids. But later hearing it and hearing whatever it was that they must have heard in my reads when I auditioned for it, I have a feeling it's a similar quality to what Andrea Toyas heard when she hired me to do Farah for Overwatch. Because they both have this very grounded, earthly, caring tone about them.
Protective.
I mean, but it's a similar quality that both of them have, which is interesting, which I didn't think about until listening back and going like, oh my God, wow, it was that same thing.
You're maternal, Jen Cohen.
Yeah.
Olivia, you're evil. You're nice evil. But Jen, maternal.
But I love doing evil too. Like that, one of my favorite things was when I got to be in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I was Lord Zash. And like being a really villainous is
the best.
I did that for 11 years. It was like so much fun. That rocked. So I like the gamut. I like to I go both ways. It's fun.
I find that the nicest people in the world play the biggest jerks on screen. Like there's not really a correlation. Like every now and you'll find that
because we're sociopaths, Brad.
Olivia, for a positive person in Avatar, it's that beach, the beach in Avatar, you guys, like that was so. I don't know if you saw Dante. I used that image where you're like on the couch next to May. You're just so like G'd up, and like it's just the fun thing to me. Like here's Fire and Prince, just like this is he's like, I don't know, like trying to take yourself seriously, but like then trying to look cool, but then like you don't want to be too close. Yeah.
I mean, I love how they used, with Mike O'Brien, they used a lot of, and it's anime inspired. Obviously, it's American made, so it's not literally Japanese anime, but they're inspired by anime. And you know how anime is, it deals with a lot of issues and teenagers in their real age and sexuality and things that just American cartoons aren't really dealing with, especially not those ways. And so in a lot of ways, Avatar becomes that for a lot of people, like the kind of like crossover drug to get into anime. Yeah. You get to see teenagers being teenagers, flirting, kind of dealing with, but also dealing with all the magical and crazy stuff. So I love how they were able to be inspired by anime in that way and bring it to America.
Yeah.
For a big American audience that may not have gotten to it yet.
Yeah, that's man, it would be really interesting to study if I had time in my life to study what like consumption of anime in America after post Avatar. I'd be willing to bet, Dante, that graph looks pretty exponential.
Sure. I would imagine so.
Yeah. Greg, what about you in terms of what is your approach? How do you like? Are you a cold read guy? Do you just come up to the
Greg,
screen?
Are you professional?
Oh gosh,
Greg's professional all time.
Well, professional drinker, that I can do.
Hey.
Well, I mean, you know, my challenge in Avatar was a little different from everybody else's because usually you just have to play the characters written, but I have to really play the characters written, but I have to, the best of my ability, do an impression of this iconic actor. Mm-hmm. So that was probably made it a little different for me because in the back of my head the whole time it's like, oh, Baldwin, you sound, no, I can't listen to myself on the show because I listen to Mako and then I hear myself and it's like, oh my, I don't sound anything like him. How did I ever get this gig? Why am I here? I don't know. So it makes it a little trickier, I think, in terms of approaching the role because that's really, really high in my mind the whole time of what I have to do, what my job is to, as much as possible, and I'm glad the producers chose to go this route, is to make a seamless transition, so that you don't know, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't sound anything like Iroh. Who is that guy? Mm-hmm. So that was sort of the challenge for me.
But you have tons of other stuff. I would imagine you got to be way more yourself in the other stuff that you get to do.
Well, yeah, I get to be, I also, especially with voice act, I often will look at the character and maybe that's why I ended up doing Iroh. I think of it in terms of an impression. I go from the voice first. Oh. For example, there's a character I played in Clone Wars called Terra Sinube, and it's a little trick. Terra Sinube is very, very old. His lightsaber is in his cane. And if you listen to Richard Harris in the very first Harry Potter, you'll know exactly what I'm really doing.
Love it.
I love it.
That's sort of my approach from time to time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of the visual is what keys in terms of like when you go into a booth, you're like, I need to see what this person looks like. Okay, great. And then you guys have, who does improv? Who improv is a big part of their.
I mean, we all do improv.
We all do improv, but
we're not in a troupe or something, but it's like part of our job description, like, right?
Jack DeSena seems like
Jack
an
does improv.
He does. Yeah.
I did it at a troupe a long time ago, and I literally would get sick before we went on.
Really?
It terrifies me. Oh, I like a script, man. It terrifies me.
I like scripts also.
It's like stand-up. You're gonna die on stage.
I'll riff off the script a little. I'll do a little jazz on the script, but I ain't trying to like rewrite new songs right now.
Yeah,
with you.
Oh man. Oh, man. I've been meaning to. Dante, did you ever go when you and Olivia were in New Zealand? You went through. So the first part of that video clip that I put up earlier, you guys were trying to pronounce all of the foods from New Zealand. And then you went into, you're like, all right, guys, I need music. Tell me what to listen. Did you ever go to that rapper that wrote Savage? Did you ever?
I don't know if I did or not. I mean, I remember I always love to listen to music at places I go.
Yeah.
Find out music, but I can't remember. That's a bunch of years ago. I might have.
At some point I'm gonna go listen to that because I was intrigued. I'm such a rap fan. As soon as you were like, y'all got any rappers in New Zealand? Who you guys got like a rapper? Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm listening now. I'm gonna look that up. what do you have anybody that you found, Dante, as you've traveled that like is on your iPod now or your iPhone or whatever your playlist is that you found overseas?
Overseas, I mean, I don't know. There's a few that I don't know if they're on my playlist right now, but I run into a lot of good rappers and good songwriters all over the world for sure. And I end up, I like to go see people, singer songwriters perform, and half the time I end up on stage doing something just for the fun of it.
Are
As you do, as one does.
But
Just
shout out to my
flowing.
guy, my dude Hoodie Time out in New Zealand. He's really good. I met Word Smith in Vancouver, Toronto, and he was really good. There's artists all around that I really like.
That's awesome. Okay, so Jen, you mentioned. All right, let me see if I get my.
Okay.
You tell me. You said that. Is this?
Oh.
Whoa, fandom.
Oh, there she is.
Wow.
So that's really you. That's you.
That's
Scary.
really me. I know you can't even imagine how much moisturizer I've had to use to know.
Oh, she's a Sith, man.
Yeah, she's the Sith. Wait, speaking of the crossover, the Out of Nowhere and Star Wars crossover, today is Mark Hamill's birthday.
Oh,
shout out to Mark.
Yeah.
Papa.
So happy birthday, Mark.
Our Lord Ozai.
Yes, I know. Fire Nation. I loved it. But yes, that is me. That is Lord Zash.
You had a blast playing the Sith.
I loved playing it. I loved it, and the scripts were also really fun because the scripts were like Shakespearean at times.
Okay.
Like I sometimes got to make these like really incredible speeches. There's this pivotal moment where Lord Zash, who then by that point is Darth Zash, is going to take her apprentice and combine them with the Dashad. It's this whole like amazing scene, and it's this like chilling, amazing monologuing moment. It was one of those really fun moments in the booth where you're like, wow, that was an award-winning performance.
What does she sound like, Jen? Is she British? What's her?
British-ish. I haven't done her in a very long time. She's actually curl her voice, and she'll talk like that. And you're adorable, aren't you, Olivia? Aren't you? Charming. Yeah, she's very dismissive and cute and nasty. And she doesn't look like that all the time. She's actually quite attractive until she reveals herself to be this 500-year-old Sith who's like drinking youth juice the whole time. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's good. Why not? Youth juice, perfect.
How many of you are involved in the Star Wars universe? Greg, you mentioned you've got. Okay, Olivia. Okay, Dante. Dante. Who do you do in Star Wars universe?
I'm Jai Kell in Star Wars Rebels, and I'm currently the narrator for a lot of the stuff online for Star Wars Galaxy of whatever.
Okay, Olivia, who do you do in Star Wars?
I play Katuni in Clone Wars.
Yes.
And then I play Emilia Clarke's voice match for Kira in Star Wars something.
Star Wars something.
Some animated something. I don't know. Yeah.
And then Greg, do you have just one?
Oh, Forces of Destiny. That's the one. Sorry, go on.
Is that a video game then?
No, it's a web series that they do. It's all like their female characters. So I play her in that. Yeah.
Okay. And then Greg?
I guessed it on Clone Wars quite a bit. My favorite character was Tara Sinube, but I did do one character. I forget the name, but I remember Dave Filoni showed me the rendering, and he said, "Okay, this guy's a farmer." So I said, "Well, he's a farmer. Well, if he's a farmer, he should sound like a farmer. I think I'll go in and you'll sound like a farmer." And I go into the reading. He says, that's great, Greg. Can you do Mako in this part? Can you do that? And it's like, okay, you got it, man. No problem. I can do that too if you like.
Man.
That's awesome. I love Dave Filoni though. Like that guy knows his.
Shout out to Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Shout out. So then this is Forces of Destiny?
Oh yeah, that's Forces of Destiny. Yeah. Yeah, there she is. She's in Triple Cross. That's her.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Katuni and all that. And I just did an audiobook with Katuni for Star Wars that came out I think this month or last month. Yeah. So that was cool too.
Okay. Do you like the audiobook universe? Do you get to do a bunch of it, Olivia?
I had never done an audiobook
Really?
before. They just called me specifically for that because I had done Katuni before. Which is nice that character is still in their world. Like what happened was they did that whole Younglings arc, and that was basically like a pilot. And then Disney bought Star Wars, and they said we can only do things that kind of like further the movies. And because that show, the Younglings show, didn't further the movies, they like axed it. But you know, whatever. Story of my life.
You're the more you talk, the more Ty Lee this is starting to get.
I just have had a glass of wine, and I will tell you anything you want to know because I don't really care.
Yeah.
Go buy some time with Olivia right now. I'm with Olivia right now.
Right
Get your
now.
fortune told.
I'm
right
a good
now,
time. What can I say?
Yes, if you want a live hangout, everybody, definitely go hit up Olivia's page right now, and I'm gonna drop a link to your hangouts in the chat right now.
Yes, Dante knows. You know, we've been doing this 30 plus years, Dante. We don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Dante still cares.
We're what you call like lifers. It's done. We don't know how to do anything else. We have no clue how to do anything else.
Anything else? Hey Dante, did you go to college, Dante?
No. I mean,
yeah,
I go speak at colleges now. I speak at colleges.
Oh man, that's awesome. But isn't there something freeing about just knowing who you are? Like, I know you're trying to pass it off as not caring, but I feel like the other side of the coin is
not caring is great. Don't even pass it off as not caring. Not caring is great. No?
It reads like confidence. It reads like, hey, guys, okay, see?
Yeah.
But that's a positive attribute.
Cohen just has her mouth open.
No,
right
I'm like, there's like that moment where you stop giving a crap and like going through the wall, and that's when you start succeeding.
Yes.
Until you go through the wall, you're nervous.
Wait, am I gonna start succeeding, Jen?
Yeah, you are succeeding.
I can tell you all. I just started
putting the link for your hangouts in the chat right now.
I gotta book that link. Greg, what did you say? Well, I go.
I'm 60. When you're 60, you have very few fucks in your pocket left to give. I'm telling you, very, very. You know, I don't care. I'm 60.
Greg's like.
Indeed.
Nope. Sorry, guys. No more.
I'm
out. Fresh out. That is hilarious. You guys are the best. I always balk at when somebody puts like a positive as a negative. To me, man, confidence is so I watch a lot of, do you guys ever mall watch or people watch? I mean, I guess not so much.
All the time. It's one of the things I miss the most about like COVID.
Oh, is watching other people?
Yes. I love people watching.
Part of the job.
Why during COVID? Why?
Because like you're not out as much. And like there's not as much, you know what I mean? Like you're not sitting outside a cafe or like you're not at a mall. I don't know. There's just like less of that. Crowds.
And when you are, you feel weird. Everyone's feeling weird. Everyone's just walking around.
And they're in masks. I don't know. It's just less,
People are awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just less, I don't know, people walking around, I guess.
It's true.
I feel like confidence is one of the things that is easiest to pick out. Like you can literally pick out of a crowd who is in their own skin and who is very much, I don't know, you guys tell me. I feel like, we used to do 100 shows a year in 30 states. I meet or I used to meet 1 million people a year. We'd get a big 10 by 20 at every show we went to, and we would see thousands of people every single weekend. And I feel like of everything that's like you just can't hide, like you can't fake that you know who you are.
Yeah, that's it. That's the deal, for sure.
Yeah. So I think it might feel like not giving a rat's rear end anymore, but I also feel like you've finally figured out who you are, and you're not interested in people telling you that it's not good enough anymore.
Well, you stop being that stops being the thing that you're going for. Like once, I mean, anyone who goes into this career, you experience a certain amount of rejection and a certain amount of subjectivity.
Yes.
And finally there comes a point where it's like, and it doesn't matter.
Jen,
Yeah.
you get rejected because I book every single thing I go out for.
Oh my God.
Do you not book every single thing you go out for?
Girls, like link in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Guys, all hangouts, go to Olivia. No one else.
I literally just I just
Sorry. Go on, Jen. I'm sorry.
It's the best. So good.
So at a certain point, like that's when it just stops mattering. And I think that once you realize that none of it matters anyway, that really all you can do is be the best version of you.
Yes.
And
It doesn't matter. Like just
it's
all right.
when they taught us it's that nothing matters. Just you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it. I mean, that's the key, but it's hard to get to that sometimes for people in this career in their life because you're 1,000,000 to 1 shot. If you come to Hollywood, all the actors and all the artists out there, you're going to New York, going to LA, you're at best 1,000,000 to 1 shot. You might be a 10 million to 1 shot, and there's so many things that you have no control over. But the whole concept is the irony is the only shot you got is you being you. Like we can't actually see you. You don't even got a shot. You don't even got a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
The fact that you can like be you and have the courage to do you, you actually get the lottery ticket. But a lot of people they don't. They can't get to that. And everyone gets in their own place and time.
Totally.
All right, Greg, go Uncle Iroh on us. I know you're.
Well, no. Actually, just in line of what you were just saying, what Iroh said, and it's very true. Destiny is a funny thing. You never know how things are going to turn out. And you don't, you really don't.
You don't.
That, I mean, my journey, the reason I voice Iroh is because of a record of a musical by Stephen Sondheim that I heard in 1977. So you really never know how things are going to turn out. I could not have seen that coming in a million years. And yet, here I am. You never know how things are going to work.
Yeah.
You never know.
One of my favorite things, Wayne Gretzky. I think it's Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
Oh, who said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
My husband just like off screen just said it. He just walked in and he just said it. That second, like
right?
Hearing you.
I can speak to that. It's one of my favorite quotes. There is actually a tremendous amount of disputing about it. Some attribute it to Wayne Gretzky, others attribute it to Michael Jordan.
I was going to say Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
No,
it's Wayne Gretzky.
Sure. So,
no one for sure.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay.
That's for his husband, Robert Siegel.
They're in the same era. They're probably talking to each other. Just be like, yeah, it's a good thing to say. They both probably say.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's so much wisdom though in that, and it's interesting. Is anyone else a sports person?
Yeah.
Dante.
Okay.
Basketball, Dante?
Go Lakers. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.
What?
Don't, Brad. You're wearing yellow on your stuff. You got purple in the background. You're there mentally, but you're not fully there.
You know why I'm wearing all this green, Dante? You want to know where I'm wearing all that green?
Is there Portland? You guys like Oregon?
I do love Oregon, but who's green in the NBA? Although they could be
Celtics?
out.
Oh, get out. No, they're down 1-3. Celtics.
They are down. Well, because look, what's great about the Celtics, Dante, is
no. I'm just teasing.
They're a great team.
They're a great team.
Like Jason Tatum is deciding whether or not he's going to be good or not. He had a trash night. Thank heavens.
He's great.
He is.
They're all great. The Lakers going to win.
It's very possible. It is just being realistic. It's very.
Well, they have to win for Kobe, right? Like that.
For Kobe. One time for Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anyone in 2011? Was anyone into sports in 2011?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Dante's from LA, so he's always
from LA. I live
rep
in LA.
the Lakers forever.
Do you remember that World Series, Dante?
The 2011. Who was it? Dodgers and I don't know. I don't even know.
So we
talking about LA team. What are we talking about?
No. So 2011 is the World Trade Center.
Okay.
And the World Series ended up being the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, 2001 is the World Trade Center, right?
Is it 2001? I'm confused here. I'm like,
Come on, Brad.
It's
Come
that
on, Brad.
long ago? It's
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
2001.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I forgot for a second. Hashtag. Okay. So 2000. If I'd have said 2001, would you have known it off the top of your head then, Dante?
No, I wouldn't have. I'm not
Okay.
a big baseball. I love baseball when it comes to playoffs, but I don't watch like during the.
Yeah,
the
same. I'm such a hipster. I have a really hard time with the popular teams, which is why I have trouble with LA. Like for my whole life, they've been popular. Like for 40 years, the Lakers have been popular.
I know.
I wasn't able to like the Knicks until they were terrible. And then I could like them because everyone's like, they drafted Charlie Ward. Anyway, that's a whole rabbit hole. The bottom line is in 2001, it was the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. And I was like, is it even ethical to root for the Diamondbacks in the year where New York faced? But then the story of everybody that was on the Diamondbacks, they were all castaways because Arizona was an expansion franchise of just like 2 or 3 years old, and it was literally chock full of people that other teams traded away to this new franchise. And so you had a team full of people with a chip on their shoulder that essentially weren't wanted by every team in the Major League Baseball. And you get that many people who have a chip on their shoulder that bit, who feel like they were like, oh, we don't belong. No problem. I'll take your World Series trophy then. But it was such a emotional, like, I was like, oh, can I? So that's why when you said win one for Kobe, I'm like, can you even root against the Lakers in 2020 for? All right. I'll let you have this year, Dante. Celtics.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you guys talking about sports? I blacked out. For a second. I went into a fugue state. I'm sorry. What? What's happening?
Okay, on the wheel of topics, Olivia, you're up then.
Yeah. Oh no. Keep going. I'm here.
So what is that stack behind you? Are those books?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite book on that stack?
Oh, on that stack.
Yeah. Just that one.
Fuck. Sorry. It's a lot of travel books. So
is it really?
Yeah. Because I just buy a book. Anytime I go somewhere, I like to have a book. I like to travel. And so anytime I go somewhere, I like to have a tangible book. You know, like the internet's great, but I like a book. So yeah, I mean, most of these are just travel books.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
So where's your favorite place that you've traveled then?
New Zealand and Vietnam are my two favorite countries.
Okay.
Dante knows. I've been to New Zealand like 3 times, and I went to Vietnam for like a month. That was
really
great. Yeah.
That's great.
Vacation or work?
Vacation.
Okay. Jen, favorite?
But sorry, go on, Jen.
No, I was just thinking. So one of my best friends from college just moved to Vietnam. So she was literally from LA right before the COVID struck, like right as it was striking, moved to Vietnam.
She's smart, and they're number 2 with getting everything under control for COVID.
They're totally under control. It's been unbelievable. It costs like 5 cents to live there.
Yep.
What?
Are Americans allowed there yet? You know,
how did she do it?
Like,
what is she doing there for money? Like, what is she doing? I need to know.
Like, she's like a fashion publicist, event producer, blah blah blah.
Love it.
Doing travel magazine stuff, and
that's my dream.
And I think like facial treatments that are thousands of dollars in the US are like $25 each there.
Oh,
so it's like constantly posting about like what fabulous new facial she's getting.
Oh man.
Yes.
To her, and then she writes about it. And then, like I got
a massage every day when I was there because they're $12 fucking.
Really?
It's the best. Dante's cracking up.
Laser facial with
amazing.
Plasma, blah blah, for $36. I'm like, go! And I'm so jealous. I'm so.
And the people are lovely, and the food is amazing.
Oh.
I flew back from Vietnam the day we shut the borders down.
Did you? Oh, Dante, are you like?
Shouldn't have come back.
I know. Well, I was scared I would get stuck in Southeast Asia. Then if I knew it was going to be this long, I would have just stayed out there.
You would have just stayed.
Oh man.
We didn't know. We had to change our tickets because we were like, yeah, this is crazy. We need.
Greg, where's your favorite place you've been?
Well, you know, you're talking about New Zealand. Ironically, I was supposed to go to the New Zealand con in March.
New Zealand's the best country on earth.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What do you love so much about New Zealand? I mean, I hear a lot of good things, but what do
Freshest
you?
air you'll ever breathe.
Okay.
Nicest people you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Food's expensive, but great food. Beautiful landscape. Like you're like, I'm on a black sand beach, but there's like snowy Alps behind me. It is otherworldly. It feels like like America in the 1950s. Like nobody locks their doors.
A little bit
like,
of time
it is
zone. You go back in time a little bit.
The people are pure. They are
What about
wonderful
that
people.
island? What about that island?
Waiheke.
Waiheke
Been
Island.
there 3 times. I love Waiheke Island.
Good wine on Waiheke Island.
Great wine. Like, the dairy in New Zealand. Oh my God. The last time I was there, well, each time I was there for like 2 times I was there for a month.
Oh,
and
man.
I came back fatter because I had ice cream every day.
Every day.
Oh my God. It's the best. It is the best country in the world. And they've got it right. Like they nominated a pregnant woman as their prime minister. Like they're not fucking around. They got COVID together. Like they don't need anybody else. They're self-sufficient. There's like, it's the size of California, the South Island, and there's 1 million people. It's untouched. It's pure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up about it now, but New Zealand's my passion.
Okay, there's Olivia Hack's travel endorsement for the country of New Zealand.
Who wants to marry me from New Zealand so I can become a citizen? Go on.
Are you available?
You're already married, Olivia. You're already married.
I was gonna say, I don't even know. Can you?
I can get a divorce.
Oh,
I can get a divorce.
Okay, guys, I'm going to put the link to Olivia's chat one more time in case you are from New Zealand and you want to steal her away. She is ready to go. Oh, my gosh. All right, Dante, where's your favorite place?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Vietnam because recently I was there, but I don't know. Hawaii. I mean, probably just Hawaii. I love Hawaii.
And you're a god when you go to the Philippines.
Philippines I love, but it's like home.
I had so much fun when I went. Oh, my God, it was great. It was so much fun.
When we go to the Philippines and have a good time.
I was with our mutual friend when I was in the Philippines. I was.
Oh, really?
We had so much Theo with.
Very cool. Yeah. Theo's
Theo's the best.
You're with Theo.
With Caro, Anjali, and Theo. We had
so much
fun. And Jess came. It was great. It was awesome. We loved
cool.
it. Oh.
Shout out to the whole, Overwatch fam. I'm like when I'm hanging out with the Overwatch fam at cons, I'm kind of like the extra guys hanging out with them.
Excellent.
A lot of fun nights hanging out with the crew.
One together, which is ridiculous. It's like so silly.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
No, it's coming.
Wait, Theo?
Theo.
Theo Chin. Theo Chin.
Guys, he lives like 3 blocks from me in Burbank, and before COVID, he used to have pool parties all the time.
Oh man,
I've been there.
Parties. Yes, I've been
the best.
They're great. Yeah, the greatest.
They're great. Okay,
fun. I know.
I will coordinate.
Yeah, how is Burbank doing? I left Burbank. We moved away. How is Burbank? I lived there.
Burbank's the best.
Oh wow.
Because I haven't been there since, is Magnolia all closed down now?
No, it's great. We're in our own bubble. And like, I swear to God, I drive over the hill and I go to Hollywood and I'm like, oh shit. Like, because I feel pretty fine and I'm going out and whatever. And the second you cross the border, 10 minutes away, it feels like Mad Max.
Yeah, really.
We're great over here in Burbank. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
We're doing good.
She's a Burbank lifer, that one.
Lifer. Greg, aren't you in Pasadena?
No, I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico.
We sold our house in November, which turned out to be a pretty good idea.
Oh man, yes.
We left on February the 29th.
Wow.
Came here and the shit. But as it turns out, we picked a really good time to move to a sparsely populated state where we don't know anybody. So it actually seems to be turning out,
Yeah, Iowa. Hello. Yeah. So, Greg, are you at the foothills? I love Albuquerque. Are you along the foothills? Where are you at in Albuquerque?
We fell in love with this area called Nob Hill. It's literally right along the old Route 66, but they take really cool architecture and they turn it into what at one time were restaurants and bars. And now, of course, they're not. And we just fell in love with the architecture. And I love the fact that when somebody says in Albuquerque, oh, it's only 10 minutes away, it's actually only 10 minutes away. Unlike LA, where you can't get anywhere, for less than, in less time than an hour.
Yep.
I was in New Mexico. So we intended to move here, and it has not been the experience we expected because of the COVID. But I love it here. It's great.
Yeah. You got to eat a holy cow burger for me, man.
Where is that?
It's downtown on the main strip, right where the freeway. I'm cheap. I am cheap AF. So we stay at the like $30 a night motels and then walk half a mile to the Albuquerque Convention Center when we do Albuquerque Comic Con. And then right at that intersection of the freeway and that main drag in Albuquerque on the right-hand side is a place called Holy Cow Burger or Holy Burger.
Give it a try.
And it's grass-fed beef.
Something with green chilies on it. I haven't found any green chili. Does that exist here?
Yeah.
Yeah. They put green chili on
everything. I've had that holy cow burger. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I will only eat ethically raised meat. I respect the vegetarian game. I respect the vegan game. I will only eat meat if that animal died with a smile on its face. And so that's one of the places in America where I can get a burger in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I would get the fried egg and put fried avocado and fried egg on that for me, Greg.
Oh, you got it, man. You had me at fried.
Okay. You're like, yes. Okay.
How does a cow die with a smile on its face? Does it just not see the nail gun coming?
That's terrible.
I'm sorry, I was just curious.
Is that science? Is that really how they kill cows?
No, I was just curious. Well, yeah, with the gun in the back of the head. Dante's is dying.
I know.
Sorry, moving on.
Well,
curious.
If you go through Texas, you will see what feedlot cows look like, what their life looks like, and it's
terrible. We have one up in Northern California.
It's all brown. There's not a blade of grass.
Yeah, no, it smells terrible.
Yeah. And you could tell. But then if you go to Montana, if you go to out, in where we're at in our area of the country, where there's just farmland and grassland, and
New Zealand has happy cows.
Yeah. I'm okay there. I'm okay. As long as that life that was lived was worth, the beautiful sunshine and the sunsets and the sunrises I want that cow to have some kind of a life. I'm not interested in production quality meat. All right. I knew we were going to get here, and I knew that when we got here, like none of us were going to want to. We could go. Clearly, the five of us can go all night long. So let me do parting shots. I want to give each of you an opportunity to direct where you would like fans to either find you or find a cause that you're working on. Dante, where do you want to direct people? What are you working on right now? What project are you proud of? Who are you raising money for? How can we help you amplify your voice?
Oh, yeah. You can always follow me at Dante Basco on everything. And then I just directed my first film called Fabulous Filipino Brothers, which will be out probably first quarter next year. So you can follow me for that kind of stuff. And when watch our streams on Twitch at Honor Society. We're raising money every week watching Avatar. So we raised over 20 grand for COVID. Greg's been a part of that. Olivia's been a part of that. We're raising money right now. Our third campaign for the Trevor Project. So
okay. So is the Trevor Project where money is going to for you for
right now during the Friday night streams? Yeah, the Friday afternoon streams. Yes.
We also raise money for Trevor Project.
Cool.
We did something with David Wald, who is kind of like the name in LGBTQ anime, called Making Anime Gay Again, in which we had a bunch of people. Ironically enough, a bunch of straight people came to they were happy to be able to ask questions in a safe place where they didn't feel like they were being insulting or the Trevor Project, for those of you who don't know. So there's Dante Basco. Hey. So like he said, he's done a great job branding himself. You can find him with Dante Basco everywhere. And then let me jump real quick to the Trevor Project to show you guys Trevor Project. I can't spell in case anyone was wondering that. Thank heavens for autocorrect until it fails us. The Trevor Project is a hotline that if you are in crisis, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that means for you, if you find yourself in the LGBTQ community and you identify as a member of that community and you are in crisis, please get a hold of the good folks at the Trevor Project. They are amazing. They're there to help. There's somebody that's going to pick up the phone with, in seconds to be there to help you. So if you're in crisis, if you're watching the stream right now, please go to the Trevor Project, click on any of their links. The hotline is right there. I'm going to drop that line in chat in case Dante was inspired to bring this up for somebody that's in chat. I'm going to get that in there. And then Olivia, where do you want to direct us on the internet to? Something you're passionate about? Something
I have Twitter, but I barely know
Oh.
how to use Twitter, and it's like 10 years old, so I'm probably not ever going to figure out how to use Twitter. I'm
Okay,
on
so what-
Facebook, but Facebook's now the Walmart of the internet, right? So probably Instagram is the best way to
the
get
best-
a hold of me.
I will say, I'm sure you've seen your Instagram. Tell me what inspired you, Olivia, to be so much of yourself on Instagram. There has to be.
Am I so much of myself? God, I filter so much. I don't feel like I am. Dante knows. No, I mean, most of it's usually travel stuff, but now I don't travel, so now it's just like half
Travel
naked
back
photos of
home.
me in a bathing suit.
That's what I'm
Because it's
saying.
summertime.
That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
there was a moment where I was like, huh? So tell
Really?
me,
And you're
tell
not
me-
even in my close friends list.
well, what inspired you to be so much of yourself on Instagram, on a very public platform?
Because there's nothing to lose. Like,
Okay.
what do I
Bam!
don't. Sorry.
You're naked in that picture, right?
I'm not
there.
right
in
there.
that picture. I'm
There's
so
nothing.
tiny. I'm tiny naked.
You're tiny naked, tiny
You
naked,
don't
tiny naked,
see
tiny naked.
anything in
tiny
that.
naked.
I'm tiny naked. And it's like I'm 37 and I got a great body.
Yo,
still, so.
Olivia's killing the game on her Instagram. So go
Instagram.
follow on Instagram.
I'm just here to have a good time.
Good.
I love the hat
point is,
story. Hat
There
story
is no
great.
point. Life means nothing. So you might as well have fun.
I'm with
Right?
that. 100.
So that's
100.
it. So that's what inspires me is that all of this is meaningless. So let's all have a good time.
So you're definitely an existentialist then.
No,
You
I'm
are-
a nihilist.
Oh, are you really? Do you read Nietzsche?
No, but I just feel like here's the thing. You can look at it like life has no meaning and that's so sad, or you can look at it like life has no meaning, isn't that freeing? So like let's all just be free and
With it.
you
Go
know,
for broke. Go for broke.
sex,
for
drugs, and
broke.
rock and roll. Let's have fun.
I can get behind that.
I
Okay. So
I can't.
swear.
That's it. Anyway, sorry.
And
Go
where would
on.
you- oh, you're
Greg,
good.
where can we find you on social media?
Oh, we can't. Hold on. We're going in a nice order. So okay.
Oh, sorry. It's Jen. You're
Jen,
right.
Wait,
Jen.
my turn? Whose turn is
Yeah.
it? It's my
it's
turn.
you. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm on all the socials at Hey It's Jen Cohn on Facebook,
Okay.
and Twitter, and Instagram, and blah blah. But Instagram is always the best one to find me on. That's where I like to do my stuff, and I'm always raising money for the Ali Forney Center, which
Tell me about it.
this is an organization in New York City helping LGBTQ teens and youths who are homeless
Oh.
in New York.
Homeless.
And so that's always, it's New York City based homeless LGBTQ teens.
Okay.
And that's always the thing. And I'm actually releasing a Farah pin tomorrow with Haha Collectibles, which half of the money from that, or not half, a percentage of the money from that is going to Ali Forney. And the other percentage is going to Rice's, which is helping immigrant children at the border, which God, we need to do and help as much as we possibly can.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Ali Forney Center and Rice's. And I also, with Lucy Pohl, we sell a Pharmacy print that goes
Yes.
on Ali Forney. So that's
Okay.
one. And then you can always catch me on Twitch at Hey It's Jen Cohn. And that's where I twice weekly stream. And I do Hey It's Bird Mom, which are like places to talk about things going on in your life and how you are, and advice streams. And then I also do the styling streams, the fashion streams. I do field trips. I do hangouts and interviews. We do cooking streams. We do all sorts of stuff. But it's twice a week at Hey It's Jen. So
Okay. And then that's Ali Forney right there, right?
that is Ali Forney.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
that's it. I love Ali
And
Forney.
and you guys probably all saw I could not spell even a little bit, and Google still helped me get to Ali Forney. So, and then last but certainly not least, Greg, where would you like to take us on the internet? What do you
Well-
want to highlight?
I'm on Twitter a lot, and you can find me there, where I will undoubtedly piss you off at some point.
What?
I have rather strong political convictions at this particular juncture in our history, and
Good for you.
I try to think about Iroh when I'm tweeting, and I said, Greg, Greg, do you really want to tweet that? That's not very nice. Not only am I Iroh, but I am also the voice of Aku, and you don't mess with Aku. So you can find me there. I'm doing I'm on a Disney show called The Curse of Molly McGee, which I think will be premiering in 2022.
Okay.
And honestly, during these strange times, one of the things that has just made me it helps me sleep at night and makes me feel like I'm doing. Oh, and there I do cosplay Iroh.
You do a good Iroh cosplay, Greg. I gotta admit.
I love it.
And what was I saying? I'm old and I forget things so easily. I would know. During these very difficult times, because people want someone to make them feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the time with the cameos is it's going crazy, and mostly it's just, can you tell us something? Can you make me feel better? Can you calm me down?
Yep.
Can you make me feel like it's all going to be okay? And the beauty of that is by being able to do this for other people, I'm able to maybe convince myself a little bit that it's all going to be okay. And so I am just that has been a great blessing for me in this very, very strange times in which we live. And you know what? If I say something on Twitter that pisses you off, hey, I'm sorry, but sorry, not sorry. You know?
Well, I think one of the things that Avatar has taught me the most is that you should stick around to the end. That if you look at Zuko in season 1, that's not the dude who goes on a special adventure with each person in Team Avatar. And you know what I mean? Like, and you think about Zuko and Katara, like how easy would it have been for Zuko to be like, oh my gosh, Darth Sidious and Count Dooku. Does anyone remember in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin Skywalker has Count Dooku by the lightsaber and Darth Sidious says, cut off his head. And I think, how easy would it have been for Zuko to be like, kill that guy. He killed your mom, kill that mother. And so I like to say we should stick around to the end. The 2020 is only the beginning, that the world, there are some disturbing things in the world, but all of you exist in the world. Every one of you and in your audiences and all the influence you four have, and every one of you wants the world to be a better place. And as long as we all have a voice, and we do, as far as the Constitution protects our freedom of speech, we've got it, then I think we have a shot with you guys. And I appreciate your time. I know that everyone wanted to talk Avatar for an hour, but I wanted a chance to get to know you because I've seen you, all of you exist in the world, and I want the world to know that there's more to Dante Basco than Zuko, and there's more to Olivia than Ty Lee, and more to Greg than Uncle Iroh, and more to Jen than Ursa and Farah. So I appreciate you guys. This has been a really fun night for me, and I loved every freaking minute of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tomorrow, guys, there's another panel. So for everybody watching, there's another panel because you'll notice there's no one that's outside of the Fire family is here tonight. So come see. Gray is going to be here. Azula. Jack Dacina is going to be here. Sokka. Michaela Murphy, who is Toph, is going to be here. Like, tomorrow is going to be fire. Also, Hangouts are tomorrow. So for anybody that wants to, everybody's page is going to remain open for Jen and Greg and Dante and Olivia. You can book all night long, and then we'll figure it out in the morning. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget the VIP panels. Any autograph, any personalized message, or any hangout that you gets you into the VIP. And I shut up in VIP, and it's all you asking your questions, and you can talk about Avatar until we're all blue in the face. So there's 2 VIP panels tomorrow. Any purchase from any guest gets you into VIP. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
I want to know what time tomorrow.
The time tomorrow for the first panelist. All right, well, let's go to the Twitterverse.
I also want to find out.
Okay, good. So Albert Einstein said, never memorize anything you can easily look up. So let's go to the Color World Books Twitter page, and there the panel is scheduled. So Saturday, tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific is going to be the next public panel that'll stream live with everybody that I just met. So Gray's going to be on the panel. Jack will be on the panel. Jessie, Michaela will be on the panel. And then Dante's back because Dante switches sides in the middle of the. So Dante's going to be back on Team Avatar tomorrow. So Fire Nation tonight, and then Dante switches sides just like in the cartoon. So hopefully you guys like that little fan service. And then we have two VIPs tomorrow where you guys will get to ask questions. So that tweet will remain pinned there. And then VIPs, if you've qualified for that VIP, then you know what times those are. If you have any issues, go to that ColorworldLIVE VIP only group on Facebook. Be sure to request access if you've already purchased a ticket. All my moderators will get you in there. And then there's an awesome community that's in there. I'm sure they're already talking about it, already posting comments and questions. So be sure to join us tomorrow for the 2 VIP panels. And Azula, Team Avatar will take on Azula tomorrow.
He's
That
great.
was like, oh man, I'm hyped for tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Everyone in chat, thank you so much for joining. What a freaking great night. I hope you learned something about one of our guests that you had no idea before tonight. I know I learned a ton. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.